Hey there, this is your Pal Pallie, and welcome back to Get Her Raid. These are the achievements that reward the Glory of the Orgrimmar Raider meta achievement, which nets you a pretty Galakras looking mount. These achievements can be done in Flex, Normal, or Heroic mode. This is part 2 of 4, and we'll talk about the achievements for the second 4 bosses in Siege: Galakras, Iron Juggernaut, Dark Shaman, and General Nazgrim. Here are some annotations to skip ahead to the particular boss achievement you might be looking for. First up is Galakras. The achievement is called the Immortal Vanguard and reads, defeat Galakras without having a single friendly NPC perish in battle. If you've ever killed this encounter on any difficulty other than LFR, you probably have this achievement. If any of the leader NPCs die, the encounter is over anyway, so it's mostly impossible to not do this achievement and down the encounter. I suppose if you have a tank die and one of the little guys running around here gets targeted by an enemy mob, you could fail the achievement. Or if you sent everyone up into the towers and left the NPCs to fend for themselves for a bit, that might do it. Anywho, enough time spent on this achievement, just down the encounter and you'll get it. Next up, we have a way more difficult achievement in Iron Juggernaut called Fire in the Hole. This reads, stomp on 6 superheated crawler mines and then defeat Iron Juggernaut. So you should be familiar with the crawler mines that come out during the entirety of this fight. The question is, how do you make them superheated? Well, with a laser, of course. Basically, during the siege mode phase, you get the cutter laser that targets someone and chases them. If you kite it on top of the crawler mine, it becomes superheated. Stomp on 6 of these in one pull of the boss, and you get the achievement. It sounds simple, however, it can be complicated if you don't adopt a proper strategy. The first thing to do is cluster the mines as close together as possible. To do this, you want your raids stacked tightly as they are coming out. The mines run out next to random raid members, so if you are stacked, the mines end up being stacked. Easy peasy. The complication comes in that during siege mode, there is also tar being thrown out. If you try to kite a laser into mines that are inside of tar, it blows up the tar and doesn't superheat the mines. So we had 3 of these raid markers down. We would start the siege mode at the far right. Then once the tar came out, and we got shock pulsed back, we'd run up to the square and await the mines. Once the mines spawned, we stayed in the general area, and whomever got fixated would just have a short kite to place the laser onto the mines. After that, tanks and others jumped onto the superheated mines, and boom! You should be able to do this achievement in one siege mode phase if you are lucky. It felt like the laser after the second set of mines here disappeared very rapidly. If that happens, like it did for us in our original kill of this achievement, just wait out the boss to the next siege mode and do another 3 mines. Kill the boss and happy achievement. Moving on, we get to Dark Shaman. This achievement is called Rescue Raiders and reads, rescue a set of caged prisoners, a group of unwilling combat participants, and G. Firepaw before defeating the Orgrimmar Dark Shaman. The achievement has nothing to do with the actual boss encounter, but has to do with the trash before the boss. So if you're looking up this achievement while sitting ready to pull the boss, too bad, you done screwed up. Saving G. Firepaw is pretty easy. An overseer has an axe above his head as you enter Orgrimmar. Just kill him like any other trash. That's part 1. Next, you end up killing the treasurer inside the bank here and looting a key. If you use the key on these cages up here, you'll get part 2 of this achievement. The third part is trickier, the group of unwilling participants. That refers to 2 sets of trash packs. One is these orcs over here in the middle, and then the Theramore prisoners over by the auction house. When you pull the mobs near these prisoners, they will aggro you and likely die to any sort of AoE that your group uses. What has to be done is CCing all of the friendly mobs before you pull, and then pulling the hostile ones way out of range of AoE. In fact, I'd almost recommend removing all the legendary cloaks from your group for this one pull, just in case. A proc of the DPS cloak will slaughter these level 30 friendly guys in no time. So get CCs up on all the friendlies, have the tanks taunt the unfriendlies, and run away a safe distance. Kill the bad guys, and the good guys will turn neutral and run away. Big note. If you try it on one group and fail, you can still try it again on the other group. You only have to save a single group of these unwilling combat participants, either the orcs or the Theramore dudes. After you save all these guys and kill the Dark Shaman encounter, you get the achievement. Last for today, we have the achievement of General Nazgrim called Gamon Will Save Us. This reads, defeat General Nazgrim while Gamon is alive and participating in the battle. Yep, all the years that Gamon was mercilessly trolled in Orgrimmar, and he still comes to help you out. This achievement starts out right after you kill the Demolishers on the way to Nazgrim. Gamon is strapped to this tree here. Free him and he starts running with your group. Keep up, because he won't wait for you, plowing through the trash. Once you reach the boss, Gamon will indeed wait patiently for you to pull. No Leroy Jenkins here from him, although I think that would have been a great addition to this achievement mechanic. Anywho, Gamon will beat on Nazgrim throughout the entire encounter, and your goal is to make sure Gamon survives the entire encounter. Gamon can take incidental damage from a lot of things, but the major thing to watch out for is Warsong. That alone decimates Gamon. Fortunately, he is a targetable friendly mob and is healable. He has a lot of health, so it's something you'll have to work out if you are serious about getting this achievement done. More appropriately, if you can manage Nazgrim's rage properly and never get a Warsong, that will simplify matters greatly. It's also been pointed out that you can clear all the trash to Nazgrim except the demon trash here in this cave that most people skip these days. Once you do that, you can release Gamon and he'll actively fight this trash while you do Nazgrim. Gamon will be out of range of Warsongs, and as long as you one-shot Nazgrim, you get the achievement, albeit in a cheesy way. This cheesy method worked a few months ago, but may eventually be hotfixed, so keep that in mind. And that's it for part 2 of this achievement guide. Stay tuned for part 3, which will go into the next 3 bosses in Siege. If you have additional tips on any of these achievements, or any other comments, post them below, and of course, subscribe and leave a like on the video if it was helpful. Catch you soon, and have a good one!